Hey YouTubers, today I'm going to do a quick review of my hardshell rooftop tent. I would say this is a bargain priced rooftop tent. I got this from Camping World. It was about 1,200 bucks, and we spent the last week sleeping in this in Baja, Mexico. The tent itself handled it great. This Jeep was on a trailer. We trailered it from Michigan to San Diego, and from San Diego back to Michigan with the tent on the top. It held up perfectly. The clamps and everything are all in perfect shape, and the tent itself performed excellent while we were in it in Mexico. Got down to the 30s at night. The tent did fantastic. It's easy to set up. We didn't have any moisture inside. A lot of people who have, I'd say, these more inexpensive rooftop tents, I hear a lot of people complain about moisture buildup when you're sleeping in them, especially in the colder weather. We didn't have any of those problems. And the clamp system on this has a double safety on it, so you actually have to push the side to open them. And resulted in these things staying rock solid while we were not only on the trail, but while it was on the trailer being towed out. So I'm going to open this up, show you around the inside a little bit, and kind of explain what I really like. And there's maybe one or two things that I wish were a little different. So we'll get into those in a second here. Okay, I got all the latches open on this, and now you just kind of got to lift up on this. It's best if you're in the center of the Jeep and you lift up on the front. So I'm gonna try it from the side actually for the first time. So here's the tent. We're gonna lift up. It's got 4 gas charged arms that actually lift it up. What I usually do is I get one side started and then kind of come around to the other side, and you can see right now, it's kind of half up. If I come to this side, and what I do is just stand on my rock sliders or on my fender flares, but you pick it up. Once you get the clamshell past the bottom, it goes up pretty straight. When the zippers are closed, it takes a little bit to get it actually to start going up because it's creating such a suction. Okay, this tent is up, so that's what it took to lift it. There's the tent. There is a door just like this on both sides. You can see a window on the back. There's the same window on the front, and then the cord hanging here is how you actually grab it to pull it down to close it when you're done using the tent. The ladder, your typical telescoping ladder that comes pretty much with every rooftop tent. They're all pretty much the same. This one did come in a bag, which I really like, because when the bottom feet of the ladder get dirty, I slide it back in the bag and the dirt is contained then in the bag. Let me crawl up here. When you unzip the tent, there's a cover, a flap like this, you can fold down all the way around the edge. That protects all the zippers, and if it does rain, then the rain sheens completely off the tent onto the vehicle. Here's the door, and then here's the inside of the tent. The reason that I opened it up today is because all our blankets and pillows are still in here from the trip. But you can see inside, it's pretty light in here. It's nice. The ceiling is a very nice textured, padded. It's almost like those really nice floor mats that you can buy for your car. I don't know if you can see the texture here. Anyway, that is excellent. There's some bags on the side for putting stuff. So we'll put my phone in here, all that kind of stuff, so that at night you know where everything is. The one thing that I mentioned, that I don't really love is this tent doesn't come with shoe bags. So it doesn't have shoe bags from this factory. I like to be able to take my shoes off and have them outside the tent. We're going to add shoe bags. We didn't have them. We just kind of tucked our shoes in the corner, which isn't optimal if you're in, wet or rainy terrain. But again, a door on each side with screens, 2 big windows on each end. These are the gas charged arms. They're out of the way, and there's plenty of sleeping room in here. 2 people, no issue at all with room. The mattress I would rate maybe at a B. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, you are sleeping in a tent. We'll probably maybe add a topper on this. After, you know, four nights or so in here, you start to kind of feel like you've been sleeping on less than perfect mattress. So we might add a little bit of a, you know, egg crate topper. You know, throw that in here with the sleeping bag, and I think this thing's going to be great. So for me, for the price point, a hard shell with the things that are in here, with the fact that we get 0 moisture in here, you know, one person can pop this up and drop it down in under a minute. You know, no cover to deal with, anything like that. This was a great deal. I definitely would buy again. I will put the link to the tent that I bought again from Camping World in the description of this video. So if you want to follow that link, can't promise you're going to get the same price that I did, but at least it's worth checking out. I think as far as hard shell tents, this is a really good deal. Alright, so I got everything out of the tent, and now I'm going to go ahead and close this up. Again, like I said, you know, just going to grab these 2 straps and pull it down. It takes a little bit to get the air out of it as it's coming down, but once it starts to come down, it goes pretty well. So I'm going to jump up there and pull this down and see if we can show you guys how this is done. Okay, first thing, I'm going to roll this back up. You can see that way when I pull it down, I just got to tuck in the edges here. So I'm going to grab the handle and just kind of pull it. And so I'm doing this, you know, one person. So there's the back, and you can see the tent is all kind of giddy-wampus, but it's all right because when I pull the front down here, it's going to you know, straighten that out. So let's get up on the Jeep. I just got right up on the front of the Jeep, and I'm gonna pull this down. As you can see, got the front all the way down. I'm going to tuck in this cloth and clip these front clips. Okay, so the tent's back down. On each side, the side of the tent tends to just kind of stick out because of the, you know, the air pressure that's in the tent. So just go through and just, you know, kind of lightly tuck this in between the top and the bottom of the shell, and then just kind of go around the edge and clamp your there's two clamps on every side. Just get those clamped down, and we'll put the ladder back in the bag, and this thing's done. A lot of people store the ladder in the tent. I probably could have done that this time since I pulled everything else out. Maybe I'll lift this up and tuck the ladder in the bag and put it in there. That way it's all in one spot. And then I just take this thing, I put it in the garage, I cover it up with a fitted bed sheet so that it doesn't get dusty or dirty or painted or whatever else we're doing in the garage. And it's ready for next time. So, all right. Again, 3 out of 5 stars. Would buy again. That's a joke, but honestly, this tent is worth every dollar, and you know, has performed well for the price point. So, take care. Okay, so rather than just take my word for it, what the rooftop tent was like, I thought we would grab Gillian and have her give us kind of a rundown of what she thought of sleeping in the rooftop tent while we were in Baja.
Well, I was happy to sleep off the ground for sure, so there was a plus. It was easy to get into and out of, which I liked. I did not like the fact that it did have zippers on both sides because I felt like the wind was coming in even more. They didn't seem to seal very well, so my backside definitely was cold because I was sleeping up against the where I tried to seal well, but it apparently didn't, and it just kept flying in.
So you're saying the plus that I pointed out earlier, that there's a door on each side, actually, in your opinion, is kind of a negative.
Didn't work to my favor because you were sleeping next to the actual door, and then I was sleeping next to the ancillary door,
And the cold,
maybe if you had been sleeping over
and
there.
the wind was kind of coming under that flap a little bit.
Yeah.
So,
For sure.
so maybe velcroing that strap down and sealing that up a little better would be
Definitely
something.
gonna have to do that for
Okay,
next time.
all right.
Yeah.
How about take down? Popping it up and taking it down.
Popping it up was a dream. It just went boop, and it was up. Putting it down, you just had to make sure that it wasn't all sealed up, so the air would escape out of it. So it smashed more like instead of a marshmallow, it kind of just went down. But it was fine. It had a tendency to get a little hinky because it wouldn't like line up with the hinges very well. But other than that, snapped down and no problem. It wasn't like having to put the cover on like Zephyr's had to.
Right. So, final impression.
I wish the mattress were a little bit softer because my hips did hurt. But from what I've heard, they just need to break in. So maybe in the next go around it won't be so bad. But
So wait,
yeah, it
let's
was
back
fine.
up a little.
Sorry.
You were sleeping in a tent, and now you're whining about the mattress in a tent.
Yes.
So, okay, I just wanted to set the stage, right?
Okay.
Okay, you weren't on the ground. You weren't. There wasn't a lump underneath you. I mean, it was a
No,
nice
I wasn't the
mattress.
princess and the pea.
So, I had mentioned that we might get like an egg crate to put on top of that mattress to kind of soften it up a little more, and it sounds like that you agree with that.
Yes, for sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. But otherwise, would buy again?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. The official word from the boss.